Good morning. So we'll get started in like 2 minutes. We're just gonna let people kind of trickle in. Hope we're all doing good. Just gonna chill until some people join. But today I'm just gonna start talking before we start moving. So yesterday was kind of just a nice low-key stretching day. You can continue those stretches throughout the week, whenever you wake up, whenever you are about to go to bed. They're just really nice to keep your body moving and to keep your large muscle groups active and trying to actively stretch them, like we were talking about active versus passive. And we'll see some more of that today if you did take that class yesterday. So today is a conditioning / strengthening class. We're not going to be doing a total body strengthening or conditioning class. It's going to be focusing on our trunk muscles, and our trunk muscles are basically all these muscles that make up our core and like our torso area. So it's not just the front, but it's also the back as well. And it's all those muscles that kind of move the vertebra. So yeah, we'll be working on strengthening this area. It's going to be a short, sweet kind of day today. You can see that I'm in a new area. So yeah, we'll get started in just a minute while we wait for some people to trickle in. Great, I hope we're having a good weekend so far at home in quarantine and we're staying healthy. It's the main thing. What time is it? Alright, so it is 10 o'clock. I'm just going to start, and if you're joining this later, then you can just jump in wherever. So we're going to just start with some simple warm-ups. I'm going to go into all fours, so my hands and my knees, and my hands are ending up right underneath my shoulder blades. My knees are right underneath my hips. And what we're just going to do is we're going to first find a neutral spine, so we're not dipping, we're not doing anything weird with our back. We're just straight and neutral, kind of like we're holding a plank. From here, we're just going to start slowly circling our shoulders, so dipping down in between your shoulders and slowly circling in one direction, just warming up these muscles here. And we'll do 2 more. And now I'm going to reverse my circle, going the opposite direction. And I'll do 2 more. And now I'm going to find my neutral spine once again. And when I'm in this position, whether you're in a plank, whether you're in this little tabletop position, I'm actively pushing my entire hand into the mat. So sometimes if we have wrist issues and like our wrist hurts from doing activities, it's probably because we're putting all of our weight into our wrist and the palm of your hand here, the heel of your hand, if you will. So if you try and actively press with all of your weight into the entirety of your hand, making connection with your mat in all areas, and that'll help kind of disperse your weight, therefore making your wrist job a lot less and a lot less intense. So that being said, let's find that tabletop position once again. And I'm not locking my elbows, they're nice and soft, they're still engaged. From here, we're now going to just do cat and cow. So I'm going to inhale as I arch, going to my cat. Exhale, I'm dropping, lifting my chin towards the ceiling, going to my cow. And you can find your own natural rhythm for this. We're just trying to warm up our spine a little bit, warm up our core. And also reminding ourselves to breathe because breath is so important. And let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And now go ahead and find neutral spine once again. We're going to take a few lateral reaches. So I'm going to reach my head and my tail towards one another. I'm not dropping or arching in my spine. I'm simply reaching from side to side with my body. So this is kind of warming up the obliques. Again, we're trying to find moments where we can breathe, maybe inhale and exhale. And go ahead and find neutral spine once again. I'm going to go ahead and press back onto my knees now. So we're going to get started. Like I said, that was kind of a short and sweet warm-up. It's going to be a short and sweet class in general. So to focus on, like I said, our trunk, which is our entire torso area. It's the front, it's the back, it's the sides, it's all those muscles that make up this torso area. We're going to be trying to strengthen those today, because sometimes if you have any lower back issues, which I definitely did when I was younger, I injured my lower back and it just never seemed to heal because I was dancing so much. And finally, I realized that what was missing was my core strength. My back, I was like, okay, I'm, taking care of my back, I'm not overstretching, but if you don't have the support in all areas, and sometimes what's happening on the back is coming actually from the front, if that makes any sense. So I learned to strengthen my core, and eventually my back injury went away. So I'm going to get started on my back. We're going to start on our mats with our feet right underneath our hips, and they should be about hip width apart. From here, I'm going to lift on up into my little Pilates bow pose. So I'm lifting my chin, my shoulder blades are off the mat, and I'm keeping my tummy nice and tight. It's pulling down towards the mat. From here, we're going to start with Pilates hundreds. So what we're doing is we're pulsing our arms, and while we're doing that, we're inhaling for 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way to 100. So it warms the body up very quickly because we're breathing, we're using our breath, and also we're using this large muscle group here to try and activate everything, and the arms are going as well. So we're going to lift up. I'm going to raise my shoulders off the ground, my tummy's tight, lift up the arms, and we go inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower down. So if you made it through that, you just did hundreds. You did 100 of those pulses while holding ourselves up, keeping that core engaged. I know it's a lot of work, but it's really good for us to do those. So if you need to stretch it out, you can take those arms up and over your head. And we'll get ready for that next exercise to continue strengthening our trunk area. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lift up into that same bow pose. So my arms are down, I lift up here, my arms come with me, and this time I'm going to take my legs to a tabletop as well. So when you bring your legs up, you don't want your stomach to go into that little bread loaf shape, you know which one I'm talking about. You want to try and keep it actively pushing down into your mat. So we're in this this bow pose. And from here, I'm going to try and extend and reach for my ankles. Inhale, exhale, open all the way out. Inhale, reach for your ankles. Exhale, open out. So that's the exercise. We're reaching actively with those hands towards your ankles, and then everything extends out, going to a larger position. So we're going to do 10 of those, and then we'll take a break and do 10 more. Here we go. We're going to lift up, lift those legs tabletop, and we inhale, reach for your ankles. Exhale, suck that belly in. Inhale. Exhale, keep that core tight. Inhale, this is 3. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This is 7. Exhale. This is 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. Last one, 10. and exhale, and lower down, take a break. Again, if you need to take those arms up over your head, maybe stretch side to side, just kind of undoing the damage that has just been done. Like I mentioned, we will be doing that one more time, another set of 10. This time, I really challenge you to be aware of where your core is at, if it is even engaged, because it's really easy to go through the motion of this exercise and not actually have any engagement. It's just kind of like, kind of throwing your arms and legs around somewhere. So I really want you to focus on keeping this core imprinting, or excuse me, your back imprinting into your mat, and keeping that core drawing down towards your mat. So let's try it one more time. We're going to try another set of 10. I'm going to reach up, inhale, reach for those ankles, exhale, extend. This is 2, exhale. This is 3, exhale. This is 4, exhale. This is 5, and exhale. This is 6, and exhale. Almost there. Exhale. 8, exhale. 9, and last one, we go 10, and exhale. Lower all the way down. Go ahead and relax the head. Again, maybe take those arms up overhead, and maybe take a little twist with one knee to the side, and then switch to that opposite side. All right, so we are going to continue working on our core muscles here, and what we're going to do next is we're going to go into that same position, but now it's almost like a bicycle exercise where you're taking opposite elbow to knee. The only difference is that we're not actually moving our upper body, it's just the legs that are moving in and out. Our job is to keep our upper body still, so we lift up, we're going to inhale, one ankle you reach for, exhale, switch. Inhale, reach, exhale, switch. And that's the exercise. So you're just trying to keep your upper body lifted, that core is still pulling down actively towards your mat, and those legs are moving. So that's a different kind of exercise from the last one we just did. Now we're adding some more movement, and a little more coordination is involved. So let's do 10 of these, which means we're going to end up doing 20 in total. We're doing 10 per side. So we inhale, reach up for 1, switch. This is 2, switch. This is 3, switch. This is 4, switch. This is 5, switch. This is 6, switch. This is 7, switch. 8, switch. 9, and here's 10, and switch. Lower down. So we just did 10 of those. We're going to take a little rest. We'll do another 10, then we'll move on to our next exercise. So like I said, this is going to be kind of a short, sweet workout today. We're focusing on those trunk muscles. If you just joined in, the trunk muscles are your whole torso area, all those muscles that make up your torso, the front, the sides, the back. We're just trying to strengthen those a little bit today and trying to prevent any injuries from happening. So we're going to do that bicycle one more time. We're going to inhale, reach for your ankle for 1, switch. This is 2, switch. This is 3, switch. This is 4, switch. This is 5, switch. 6, switch. 7, switch. 8, switch. 9, almost there. Here's 10. And switch, lower down. Go ahead and take a little break. If you need to roll over and press up into an upward dog, please feel free to, because we've done a lot of exercise in the core already, even though we just started. So if you need to just take a moment for yourself and relax those muscles before we keep going, feel free to do so. So the last exercise we'll do on our backs here is we're going to do, it's almost like a scissor kick. So one leg will be straight, and then we'll switch, opposite leg will be straight. Kind of like what we just did, but now the legs are staying straight the whole time. So we lift up. I'm going to bring my legs to tabletop, and I'm going to extend one leg towards the floor, one leg reaches up towards the ceiling. I'm reaching for the one that's up, and then we switch. So it's a little scissor kick. You can grab your leg if you need to, but try to aid your body the least amount as possible, because you're not trying to hold your leg up there. You're trying to use your core to keep that leg extended towards the ceiling. So we're going to do 10 switches. Again, that'll be about 20 in total because we're doing 10 on each side. So we're going to lift our torso up off the ground. I lift my legs tabletop and I extend. This is 1 and switch. Here's 2 and switch. Here's 3 and switch. Here's 4 and switch. Here's 5 and switch. Here's 6 and switch. Here's 7, switch. 8, switch, almost there. 9, switch, and 10, switch, lower down. So that one, for me at least, it requires the most amount of energy of all the things we've done so far. Just because you're requiring more strength and more mobility in your legs. Your core is having to do the extra work with all that extra weight that is moving with those legs extended. So take a moment to release those core muscles, because we're going to do that exercise one more time. Another set of 10. And then we'll move on to focus on our obliques a little bit, and then we'll move on to our back. So we're just trying to cover all those areas in your trunk that we can today with a short, sweet exercise. Before we move on to that though, we have to do one more set of 10. So we're going to lift our torso up off the ground, and I'm going to extend my legs. We go 1, switch, this is 2, switch, this is 3, switch, 4, switch, 5, switch, 6, switch, 7, switch, here's 8, almost there, here's 9, and here's 10, and switch. Go ahead and lower down, take a deep relaxation moment here. And I'm going to roll over onto my stomach, and I'm just going to press up into an upward-facing dog, just to kind of undo some of that tightness that I just created in my core. All right, so now we're going to work on our obliques a little bit. So to start this work on our obliques, I'm going to go into a side plank, and if you want to go on your palm, you are welcome to. If you want to go down to your forearm, you're welcome to as well. And this exercise can also be done with those legs extended straight or on your knees. And what that looks like, if I'm all the way up, I'm here. If I'm on my forearm, I'm here. And if my knees are bent, I'm here. You can be in this position with that arm down as well. Wherever you're at today, feel free to pick a level that you're comfortable with. It is kind of a little bit of work in the shoulder, which we aren't going to be focusing on a lot today. So if it's bothering your shoulder, maybe drop down to your forearm and you'll have a little bit more stability there. So with this exercise, what we're going to be doing, I'll show it all the way up. We're going to dip in our hips. So I'm going to dip, and then I'm going to use that opposite oblique to lift myself back up. So we're dipping and lifting through the opposite hip. We'll do 10 on one side, we'll flip over, do 10 on the other side, take a break, and the same thing, 10 on one side, 10 on the other, and then we'll move on to another exercise. So I'm going to start all the way up. Again, feel free to go wherever you need to go for this exercise. Going all the way up, and we get ready. We're going to dip for 10. Up, here's 9. Up, here's 8. And 7. Here's 6. And 5. Here's 4. And 3. Last 2. Last 1. Go ahead and drop all the way down. Let's flip over, get ready for that second side. And again, I'm going all the way up. Here we go, lift it up. And we dip for 10 and 9. Here's 8 and 7. Here's 6 and 5. Here's 4 and 3, last 2, last 1. Go ahead and drop all the way down. Take a little break. If you are all the way up, maybe circle out those wrists a little bit, maybe circle out through the shoulders. We didn't exactly give these areas a lot of attention when warming up earlier, so make sure that we're taking care of ourselves before we do that one more time. And we're going to get ready for that second side, or excuse me, that second set. So I'm going to plant my hand and extend my legs. Here we go. Last time on this side, we go dip and up. Here's 2, woo, and up. Here's 3, up. Here's 4, and here's 5, and 6. Here's 7, and 8. Here's 9, and 10. Go ahead and drop down. We're going to flip over to that opposite side. If you need to take a little bit of a longer break here, feel free to do so. I'm going to go straight into this because these are horrible and I want to get them over with. Here we go. We lift it up and we dip for 10 and 9. Here's 8 and 7. Here's 6 and 5. Here's 4 and 3. Last 2, last 1. Go ahead and drop down. When you finish, again, maybe circle out those wrists, maybe circle out through the shoulders. And then we're going to move on to our back muscles now. So I know we only had that one exercise for our obliques, but we're going to sort of target them with some of our back exercises as well. So I'm going to lay down on my belly to start. And what we're trying to do for this exercise, it's the IYT exercise. So what that means is my legs are glued together the whole time, no matter what shape my arms are doing. My legs stay glued together, but my arms are going to be rotating in between these 3 shapes: the I shape, the Y shape, and the T shape. So those different shapes that we're making are going to affect different muscles in our body. So if I'm lifting up my legs, they're staying straight and glued together. My arms are the ones that are moving, and we're trying to lift both sides of your body, your arms and your legs, up off the ground. So I'll do a quick demonstration. When I lift up for my I, I'm going to go I. When I lift up for my Y, I'm going to go Y. When I lift up for my T, I'm going to go T, and back down. And you might have a different range of motion than me in this exercise, and that's okay. The most important thing is that we're not just like silly putty on our mat. Our core should still be engaged, which might be a little counterintuitive because we're working our back muscles, but you don't want your core to just be sinking into your mat. It should still be activated, and your back muscles should be as well. So we're trying to lift up the ground, off the ground as high as you can, both the arms and the legs. We're going to do 10, and then we're going to move on to a different exercise because this one is a lot. So go ahead and find your way down on your mat. We're going on our bellies. We're starting with our I's, Y's, and T's. We're doing 10 sets. And we're going to lift up for 1. This is Y. This is T. This is 2. Y. T. This is 3. Y. T. This is 4. Y. T. This is 5. Y. T. This is 6. Y. T. This is 7. Y. T. This is 8. Y. T. Almost there. This is 9. Y. T. This is 10. Y. T. Go ahead and take a break. If you need to press back into a child's pose, feel free to do so now. I'm going to take this time to do so. So your knees go out about as wide as your mat, maybe wider. And I'm just going to sink my belly through my knees. When you're ready, bring it on up. We're going to go back onto our bellies now, and we're going to continue working on those back muscles. So we just did our I's, Y's, and T's. We did 1 set of 10, and that's a lot of work, so we're not going to do that one again. But what we are going to do is we're going to do our swimmers, and you've probably seen this done before. It's where you're just on your bellies, and the opposite arm and leg are moving together. So if I'm lifting my right arm up, my left leg is lifting. If I'm lifting my left arm, my right leg is lifting. So it's always the opposite arm and leg that are moving together. And essentially we are just swimming in the water. At least that's what this exercise is called. I don't know how far you'd actually get if you're trying to swim this way. But we're going to do about, let's call it 20 seconds on of swimming. We'll take a little rest and do another just 20 seconds on of swimming. So we're trying to keep our arms and legs lifted off the ground as much as possible, using our back to support us, and our core is also supporting us, all those great trunk muscles back there. So we're going to lift up and we're going to swim. Here we go, start swimming. Trying to lift up as high as you can. This is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. We're going to do that one more time, one more set of swimming for 20 seconds, and then we'll move on to our last exercise of the day. Yay! Then we get to enjoy the rest of our Saturday. So for this last swimming set, I really want you to lift those arms and legs off the ground as high as you possibly can. If it's not very high today, that's totally fine. As high as your body will allow is still getting you the amount of work that you need in order to function and, you know, gain strength in this position. So we're going to lay back down. And here we go, we lift up and we swim. Keep lifting, keep lifting. For another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. If you need to press back into a child's pose once more, please do so. While you're doing that, I'm just going to take this time to explain our last exercise of the day before we can call it a happy Saturday. So, this last exercise, I promised you we'd get to work those obliques a little bit again, and kind of the serratus muscles as well are going to get incorporated into this. So we're going to be on our back. We're going to be doing back crunches. So we're going to crunch straight back, and then we're going to try and rotate as you crunch, and try and rotate as you crunch. And that's one full set. So it's straight, right, left, but this is on the mat. So we're trying to lift up with our back, keep that upper body lifted. The feet can stay on the ground this time. You're welcome. So you can use the feet to kind of guide you and help you lift a little bit higher if you've got it in you to go straight side, side for 10. We'll take a break, we'll do another set of 10, and then we'll do a cool down, and that's it. So let's get ready on our bellies. We're gonna lay all the way down. I'll show what this looks like. So we're trying to lift up as high as you possibly can, feet stay down. We're going up, side, side, as high as you possibly can. We're doing 10. Like I said, we'll take a break, do another set of 10, and then call it a day. Here we go. We go 1, right, left, 2, right, left, 3, right, left, 4, right, left, almost there, 5, right, left, 6, right, left, 7, right, left, 8, right, left, 9, right, left, 10, right, left. Oh my gosh, that's killing me. If you need to press back into a child's pose, feel free to do so. We have one more set of that. That is our burnout of the day. Then we get to do a quick cool down and enjoy the rest of our Saturdays. So for this exercise, I really want to point out for this next set that we do, the last one, I don't want you to feel any pinching in your lower back. If you are, what that might mean, it could mean a couple of things. One of the things is, it could mean that you're relying too much on your lower back and those muscles to lift you up throughout this exercise. And your lower back is really vulnerable, especially in exercises like this. Sometimes we do kind of depend on those muscles to move us around and to swivel us, and those muscles aren't, they can be, but they're not as strong as we think they are. And we're working on strengthening them, but also it could mean that we're not using our core, which seems counterintuitive because our core is on the mat, but our core should still be engaged and helping the rest of your body to move your upper body. So if your core is just kind of like when it's there on the mat, you're not going to be getting the proper workout, you're just going to be hurting your back for later. So if you feel pinching, try to think about those two things we just kind of talked about, and maybe try to make a shift for this last one. Maybe you don't lift up as high, and that's okay. We're going to try 10 more, and then we'll get to cool down. And here we go up, side, side, 2, side, side, 3, side, side, 4, side, side, 5, side, side, 6, right, left, 7, right, left, 8, right, left, 9, right, left, 10, right, left, and relax all the way down. Let's all push back into a child's pose together. So we take our knees out wider than our mat, and we just kind of let our bellies hang through our knees. And I'm going to take my right arm and thread it under my left shoulder. And bring it back through center. Left arm thread under that right shoulder. And back through center. Go ahead and bring it back up to that tabletop where we started earlier. So hands are right underneath your shoulders, and my knees are right underneath my hips. From here, we're in a neutral spine, and we're just going to do our cat-cows once more. So I inhale, arch, exhale, cow. Inhale, arch, exhale, cow. Again, inhale, arch, exhale, cow. 2 more times, inhale, arch, exhale, cow. Last one, inhale, arch, exhale, cow, and return to your neutral spine. We're going to go back to those lateral movements, so we're moving our head towards our tailbone in each direction, keeping a neutral spine so we're not arching or dropping through our spine. We're staying nice and neutral as we reach side to side. Take a little break here. Now I'm going to walk my hands forward a tiny bit. I'm going to activate my quads as I go into my upward facing dog. So everything is active. We're not just kind of slumped down in this position. We're keeping our quads engaged and lifted. We're pressing through our shoulders, and we're not dropping our head. We're keeping a nice line through our spine. And go ahead and drop your knees. Press back child's pose one more time. And when you're ready, bring it on up. And you guys, I'm gonna call it a day there. I told you it'd be a nice, short and sweet class. Hopefully you feel ready to move for the rest of your day, you feel excited about the rest of your day. I know that I am. If you have any suggestions for classes that you want to see, please let me know. I think I will be doing like a chair yoga class next, kind of like a chair stretch and yoga class. So if you're interested in that, I'll tell you when that's going to happen. Otherwise, have a good rest of your Saturday. Make sure you drink plenty of water. It's getting hot, very hot. And I will see you guys again soon. Thank you so much.